Hey everyone, this training footage is from this week. I'm prepping for a powerlifting meet in May, USPA, and today's training session consisted of a competition deadlift single, and then subtracting a percentage from that and performing 5 sets of 4 reps. Then I did some pin bench and belt squats. I wanted to make this quick video to give you a cue that I use when setting up for the deadlift. And that cue is chest up, hips up. If you guys follow the 5-step deadlift setup that I've talked about in past videos, you know that after step 3, which is bringing your shins to the bar, step 4 is squeeze your chest up. Squeezing your chest up is going to set your back into extension. It's your time to pull the slack out of the bar, lengthen the arms, and feel heavy in your hands. Now, the mistake that a lot of people make is dropping their hips as they squeeze their chest up. And people do this because it's easier to flatten your back with a vertical torso versus a more horizontal torso. But it's important not to drop your hips as you squeeze your chest up. If you set up to the bar correctly, once your knees bend and your shins come to the bar, your hips are in the correct position. Squeeze your chest up without dropping your hips. The cue that helps me resist dropping my hips is chest up, hips up. As I squeeze my chest up, I also think about keeping my butt up. This puts my back into extension while locking my hips in place. This counters chest up, hips down. If you find it hard to squeeze your chest up, flatten your back without dropping your butt, hips up, chest up might be a helpful cue. With that said, listen up. Do not go overboard with this cue. You need to understand and realize that the idea is not to reach as much spinal extension as humanly possible. Do not overextend or hyperextend your spine. Doing so means you are not bracing your abdominal muscles like you should be. If you notice here, I'm lifting my chest and hips up, but my back is not overextended because I'm bracing my abs as hard as I can. I'm imagining that I'm going to be punched in the stomach, and I brace for it. Again, this is what prevents my back from hyperextending. I'm not lifting my chest and hips so much for the goal of spinal extension, it's more of a positioning cue. So, chest up, hips up, brace your abs hard. All of this will create a rigid midsection and a strong starting position. And moving on, here is some pin bench footage. Currently I'm doing competition bench, which is a bench press with a pause, touch and go bench, slingshot bench, feet up bench, and pin bench, all within a weekly schedule. And of all these variations, I would say that I look forward to pin bench most. I've really enjoyed it, and I feel like I've seen the most improvement on this variation over this last block. I recently had a 335 comp bench, which is great progress, so I think that my improvement in pin bench has contributed to this. Pin work like pin bench and pin squat really make you aware of inconsistencies in bar path and overall positioning. And 2 things that Austin has corrected with my bench recently is, number 1, stop being passive with my legs on the way down, and number 2, stop bending your wrists as you lower the bar. And I think that pin bench has really helped me focus on these things. It's also made me hyper aware of where I touch the bar on my body. And if I set the bar down ½ inch too low, I know it, and I'm stuck there, and now I have to overcome this poor bar position by pressing it off the pins from a dead stop. I don't notice this as much when I perform touch and go bench, and even pause bench, because I can make very small adjustments when the bar pauses on my body, and I can't make any adjustments once the bar is resting on the pins. This is especially true with pin squats versus pause squats. When you pin squat and you set the bar down ½ inch too far forward, you immediately know it as soon as you start to stand back up. If you pause squat, you'll probably naturally fix your balance at the bottom. This is some of the benefit of doing pin work. Anyways, now that I've got your attention, I want to let everyone know that the Barbell Medicine Crew is hosting a training camp in Santa Cruz, California on July 14th. A seminar in Brooklyn on July 28th and 29th, Seattle, September 29th and 30th, and Philadelphia, November 10th and 11th. Information and registration for those events can be found on the Barbell Medicine website. I'll link it below. That's it. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next week's video, and always remember, train on time.